Before we can start extruding some of the walls and windows for the second floor, we want to first clean up any stray geometry that we have in this model here on the first floor. Really simple, just take the eraser and just erase any of these extra lines that we don't need. Now don't be afraid if you accidentally erase an edge and you lose a face like this. Either undo or take the line tool and just trace back in the edge that you erased by accident. Just take your eraser, just clean up these edges. And I like to clean up these ones on the outside as well. Push this in a little bit. Remember the guides, you can edit, delete guides. Clean these up. We forgot the front door. Can't get into the house. Not a problem. The door is actually the same width as the foyer door. So I'll show you a little trick to duplicate that. Let's take the line tool and trace back in this edge here. See how it creates the face? It heals that surface to create the face. Take the select tool and just select it. Take the move copy. Make sure Control is checked or Option on a Mac, Control on a PC. Let's copy this in the green axis until we touch the wall here. It's essentially going to copy that line work for that door. Now we can just take push pull this through, and now we have our outside door. This face, you don't want to use the eraser. Instead, you want to just take the select tool and delete the face. You could also erase the bottom edge here, which separates the ground line of the floor here. Eventually, when we create the floor though, we're going to draw that line back in because the material is different here than it is in the hardwood floor here. Same with the hardwood floor in the dining room, and the kitchen has a different flooring texture. So now we have a clean model. You can go through and clean off this edge too. If you're really picky, you could clean off some of these bottom edges. Actually, don't worry too much about these. You're never going to see them. The reason why I clean off the top edges though, is if you do any kind of rendering from above that's looking in at the model, so maybe like a axonometric like this, it's nice to have these clean edges so it feels like a shell. So I can just get rid of that one and that one. And if we see any others further along, we can clean those up as well. So now we can move on to the next chapter where we're going to show you how to organize the model. So here we're going to create groups and components. We're going to copy and paste floor slabs. We're going to do more openings and doorways for upstairs. We're going to show you some tips and techniques on how to use things like outliner and layers to control visibility of your model.